Hey everyone, so I just want to iterate a point that cold email is dead, okay? I want to go over why I think this and why you should never run another cold email campaign ever again, okay? Because it has frankly become the worst. So there is this concept, like this pendulum of life, I guess that is, where people choose one thing and then they choose another thing, and I'll kind of show you what it looks like. Boom, 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 right? Something like that. And so people will say, at one point, right? I think in the 1970s, the hot people were really skinny, like look people that look like me, right? Really skinny, and sticks, right? And then, right, Arnold comes around, and he's this big buff dude, right? And he's got all these muscles, and this is Arnold. And then that became attractive, right? So it was like really skinny to really buff, and then it's gonna go back. So now, right now, we're kind of in the middle. So people that are like kind of cut, right? They're cut. They're in the middle. They're not like huge, but they're not super small. They're healthy. They're cut. All that stuff. So we're in this middle range right here. But eventually, it's gonna go all the way back down there, and then back up to here, and back. It's gonna go up and down and up and down and up and down. Okay. This is just how life works, right? This is how everything works. And so the goal is, right, as a marketer, is to find where are we right now? What are people believing? And then how do we get them to believe the opposite? Because this is what people are doing right now, but what if this isn't really healthy? What if taking steroids isn't healthy for you? Now we gotta get them back down to here. So we have to say, hey, look, what you believe is wrong. This is what you should be believing. And then that's your marketing message, right? So I say all that to say this. We have this thing right here, right, is ups and these downs. And right now, everyone is buying cold email. Everyone's doing cold email. They think that this is the way to go. Cold email is the way to go. This is how you get things done. But I'm here to tell you that it's the exact opposite, right? The reason that it's dead and it should be dead and you should never use it again is because all these different reasons I'm about to show you. But I'm trying to get you back down to here to where you never use cold email again, at least for the time being, because this is not worth it. It's not worth it for you to invest into cold email, and I'll tell you why. It depends on your industry, but for most industries, it just isn't worth it. Okay, so number one, why cold email is dead is because it's expensive. Okay, it costs the most to start a cold email campaign, is what I found. So if we think about, if I want to create an email campaign to send 20,000 emails a month, I have to buy 20 domains. I have to get 20 email accounts, and then I have to warm all those email accounts up over the course of a month and all this stuff. Okay, so 20 domains, that is $5 per domain. I don't even know how much, that's $100. That's $100 just for the email accounts, or just for the domains. And then also another $6 per month for the email accounts if you're using G Suite. If you're using anything else like Zoho, it's $12 for the year. So let's just say you're using Zoho. And that's another $100 for the year of the account, or like $120, right? And then that's how much it is, right? So that's $220 to start out. That's how much it's going to cost you to get your campaign up and running if you want to send 20,000 emails a month. The next reason that it sucks is because it is the most complex to set up, okay? So there is just so much complexity when it comes to cold email. When in any other campaign, it is so much simpler. Like running Facebook campaigns, running LinkedIn campaigns, or SMS campaigns, there isn't as much setup process than with anything else, or than with email, right? Email, you have to set up the email account. You have the DMARC setting, the SPFK settings, DKIM settings, and you have the domain settings, and you have email warming, and then you have to make sure that the email is continuing to warm, checking the health of the email, and then each email themselves have to be good quality, right? The email itself, right? So it's not just the email account, but the email itself that you're sending has to have some good qualities in them. So I know it's kind of hard to see this, but complex, and it costs the most. The next reason is that, so this is complex setup, and this is maintenance. So maintaining is the most difficult. So we have to warm it up over the course of a month, which is another thing. I'm just going to add that in here. Warm up is the longest. which we don't have to use that for any other channel right now. Like for Facebook, you kind of do. For LinkedIn, you kind of do. You have to like warm it up a little bit. For text message, you don't. But for email, you have to warm it up over the course of a month in order to get it actually up and running to send emails. Which I guess if you were to start a brand new Facebook account, that would, I don't know, it would take probably longer than a month to get it to maximum results. But for most people, they already have a Facebook account and they can just use their own to start sending messages and get booked calls. And so the warm-up process takes a month to do in order to actually even send your first emails. And then on top of that, the email is only good for about 3 to 4 months. Once those 3 to 4 months are up, then you have to have all this complexity of deleting those, buying a new domain, right, and spending more money on the domains, and then you have to warm up those accounts again for another month, and then do it all over again. So you have this complexity of recycling constantly, right? We have to constantly be recycling and checking up on the campaigns at all times, making sure that the email health is okay, the email itself is okay, people are actually responding to the campaigns and all that. So warm up, maintenance, the complexity, and the cost. Now the last thing I have here is the results. So this just puts the nail in the coffin, right? This would all be worth it if we were getting the best results, but we're not getting the best results, right? Out of any campaign, you're not getting the best results from an email campaign. Now, depending on how well you use it, maybe you are getting better results, and your market, that depends as well. But if I get I was just checking my campaigns earlier, I was getting a 42 point something percent response rate on my texting campaigns. And it's super easy to set up. I don't have to worry about email warming or any warming or anything like that. And it's pretty cheap, right? You're paying less than a penny per text. Or, I have methods that I've already put on this channel about how to do it for free. So you can do texting campaigns for completely free. So the results are 40% response rates for texting campaigns, and most of those are positive replies. For email, the response rate is 1%, right? Industry average, 1% response rate on your email campaign. Okay, I know the big guys that work in this space. Right? I've worked with some of the biggest people in the cold email space. Their response rate is 1%, and they do all this stuff, right? They do the complexity, they buy all the fancy stuff. They have people that their only job is to maintain the email accounts, and they still are just getting a 1% response rate. And so the results are the worst out of anything. So this is what I mean by everyone is delusional, right? Where everyone's up here buying emails. It's like buying Bitcoin when it was at like $50,000. And it was like no one knew it was going to crash. But it's like that's where everyone's delusional because everyone's like, it's going up, it's going up, it's going up. This is the thing. And you're buying it at the most expensive time. And then it just crashes back down to nothing. And so this is what you're doing right now. And you're getting 0 results, right? So you're spending the most amount of money for the campaign and you're getting the least amount of results. So I'm sorry to tell you, but that's why I think cold email is the worst bet in terms of investing into it in 2022. So I hope this was helpful for you. Some alternatives, as I said, were LinkedIn campaigns, email campaigns, Facebook campaigns, or SMS campaigns. And those are a lot cheaper, right? For Facebook, you can do it for free, right? If you're doing it yourself, you can do it for free. Now to automate it, it's less than $100 a month to automate it, and you get good, consistent quality calls out of it. At least I do. I get good, consistent quality calls out of Facebook campaigns and LinkedIn campaigns. And it's really easy to set up. The easiest, like LinkedIn, I just set it up one time. I don't have to think about it. Facebook, I have to kind of come in every day and start the campaign. And so that's the only thing that's kind of frustrating about that. But overall, I get the highest quality calls, and I close about 60% of those. I get a higher response rate. Everything is better in terms of the Facebook campaigns that I run. And then SMS campaigns, right? It's a little more expensive if you're doing it through Twilio and Go High Level. It's more expensive. But you're getting a way better response rate, right? Instead of getting, for every text message you send out, right, every 100 you're getting 40 people responding. As for the emails, you're getting 1 person responding. So that is, I just want to share my opinion. Hopefully it helped you out in some way. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next one.